We've got ourselves a pretty simple video here. I want to outline for you guys the 13 things that they don't tell you about when you get into modeling. I've been in this business for like 10 years, and there's some things that models talk to me about that are like, I wish I knew this sooner, or looking back, why would I do that? Like, why would I fall for that? And that's what this channel is really all about. It's giving you the tools and the knowledge so that you don't have to have those types of thoughts. You don't have to be like, man, I wish I knew that sooner, or I don't know where to start, or learn things the hard way and be like, that was a mistake. That's what we want to do here with this channel. So let's just get right into it, huh? 13 things that they don't tell you about when you get into modeling. First one, side jobs. 90% of models have side jobs. They get income from somewhere other than modeling. And one step further, other than influencing or social media. Most models will have some type of maybe remote job, a serving job, or some other type of flexible job that allows them the flexibility to go to auditions, to take a few days off for a booking, to travel if they have to. If you can find yourself a job that allows you that flexibility, that's great. That saves you so much stress in this industry when it comes to finances, because you don't have to worry about that very next job. You have some sort of steady income coming in. It may not get you all the way to cover all of your finances, but it should take a huge load off of that stressor of life, which is finances. Net 90. It is common practice in this industry to basically not get paid for 90 days. So if you're not getting paid for 90 days after you book a job, that means that you have to have some other type of income supplementing you during those 90 days when you're not being paid for that job. Now, ideally, you're working so much that jobs from 3 months ago are paying your lifestyle that you're living right now while you wait for the next job to pay and the next job to pay, and then it all, circles around. But don't get frustrated if clients aren't paying you day of, week after, month after. It's just common practice in 90 days. It stinks, and I think that there has been a California law passed that should be combating that, but people aren't following it. So get prepared to wait and just understand that that's how the industry works. Next, the industry can be extremely predatory. There are agents and managers that will try and take advantage of you. There are photographers and other set workers that will say inappropriate things, try inappropriate things, invite you places, and it could be like a quid pro quo kind of thing. And just know that you owe nobody nothing. You don't owe them a visit to their party. You don't owe them a dinner date. You don't owe them nothing. I have been in situations, I have been at industry parties where people are getting invited to that producer's house afterwards. Why don't you ditch that guy you're with and come over and hang out with us? You need to have a really good support structure around you and lean on them. Have people that look out for you. Have people that treat you well. Have people that you can call when you're in a sticky situation. And just know that your career in this industry is not dependent upon what happens in these situations. These are the minority of situations. And there are much more good people than there are bad people in this industry. So I trust that you will find those people throughout your career. When you get signed to an agency, that's when the work starts, not when it ends. You're going to have so many things that you need to accomplish right after joining an agency, transferring your portfolio images, setting up your casting sites, getting new test shoot images. Like the list goes on, and your agency is going to detail those for you, what they need from you. But the sooner you get those done, the better. You need to get those in as soon as possible, because those first 60 days tells your agent everything they need to know about you. Is this your priority? How good are you at communication? When they ask you something, do they have to hunt you down to get answers or to get you to send them something? You don't want to start off any tenure with an agency poorly. And those first 60 days tells that agent everything they need to know about you. So get on top of it. This phrase is used all over the place, but it takes money to make money. You're going to have to spend money in this industry in order to set yourself up to work. What type of things do you have to spend money on? Test shoots, wardrobe, skincare, haircut and color, healthy eating, healthy lifestyle, exercise. The list goes on and on. You're going to be spending money. It's an investment. Everything is. Your business is. You are the owner of your own business, and it's going to take money. You can't rely on your agency to do everything for you. You are in charge of yourself. So be prepared when you start that it is on you. The motivation starts and ends with you. Now, how bad do you want it? Styling. That's the next one. It sounds pretty elementary, but you need to have a pretty good sense of basic style, because more often than not, when it comes to test shoots and building your portfolio, you're going to be styling yourself. And you can't be wearing the same clothes over and over again for different test shoots. You need to get new clothes. You need to be good at styling the basics. I'm not talking about being a celebrity stylist and looking like you're about to step onto the red carpet. I'm just talking about like having really well-fitted clothes, good jeans, good shirts, good dresses, and whether you thrift them, you buy them and return them, or maybe your social media allows you to be gifted clothes from companies. All those things are acceptable ways, but you have to have a revolving closet of outfits so that your shoots look fresh every time you shoot. And you have the clothes necessary when it comes to castings. And believe it or not, when you book jobs, they're going to ask you to bring clothes too. So you have to have clothes ready to be on set and on production whenever they ask. You've got to figure out the business side. That's the next one. You are your own business, which means that you have to know how to handle your taxes. You need to know how to file when you are asked to sign a W-2, and you need to know what to put down for your deductions. You need to know what constitutes a deduction when you're spending money on your business. There's so many elements to this industry that is business led, and you're going to save yourself a lot of money if you can figure that out sooner rather than later. So maybe that means that you have to get yourself a tax accountant or a financial advisor, but this is business, so treat it as such. On to the next, auditions and self-tapes. You're going to be surprised about how many auditions and self-tapes you're going to be doing, especially early on in your career, before you get booked. Later on, as you mature and you build relationships and you get better at auditioning and self-tapes, you're going to book more often. But especially early on, you're going to be doing dozens of self-tapes and auditions. And it may seem like the jobs are never going to come. But trust me, the more you put yourself out there, the more these casting companies, these clients, these shot callers, the more that they see you, the better. And they're going to remember you. So you have to be persistent and you have to get out there as often as you can. And you're going to book more later on. Maybe you're lucky and you're going to book more right in the beginning. But be prepared that it's going to take some time. Networking. This is a huge one. And I think it's a really understated element of how to get somewhere in this industry quickly. Networking is huge. Making friends with other models and doing photo shoots with them, socializing with them. Photographers, trying to set up test shoots, you're not going to want to pay for every test shoot. So the more friendly you are, the better you are at making friends in the industry, you might be able to score some free test shoots. I actually talk about that in my last video. It is linked here. Check it out after this, but it's about how to get free test shoots. Being super friendly when you show up on set and, shaking the hands of grip, hair and makeup, the director, all these people, they're all elements of the industry that are going to have a say in future jobs. So the more friendly you are with them, the more opportunities you have for work. Basically, you want to be a really good person and just try and get to know as many people as you can. The more people you know, the better chances you have for getting more work sooner. Boring. The business can be extremely boring. You could be waiting weeks for a job. You could be waiting days for your next audition. When you show up to an audition, you're going to be sitting down maybe for an hour, maybe for multiple hours while you wait to be seen. When you show up on set, you're going to be sitting around waiting to be called after you've done your hair and makeup, and you're just waiting for the director to say, okay, it's your turn. You're going to have to find ways to spend your time. And to be honest, I truly believe that modeling shouldn't be your whole life. If you're in this industry and modeling is your whole life, it could be really hard on the mental aspect of this because you're just hanging around waiting for the next call. And that's not really healthy. So have other hobbies, read books, listen to podcasts, do whatever you can to try and entertain yourself when the work isn't coming through at that moment. Agents are people, and people naturally have favorites. People don't want to talk about that, but they do. But it's not because of bribery or extra socializing. Agents have favorites based off of who makes their life easier. You probably have no idea how busy an agent's life can be. So the talent that make agents' life easier are people who are naturally going to be one of their favorites. So if you are emailing them and returning phone calls really, really quickly, if you are getting them materials, updated headshots, digitals, measurements, whatever it is that they need, if you are communicating quickly, that is a key way to improve your relationship with agents and become one of their favorites. At the same time, when they do book you on work, show some appreciation. They're people. They work hard. They're getting you money. Just show them a little bit of appreciation. Just send them an email that says, hey, thank you so much. That job was so much fun. Maybe send them a $10 Starbucks gift card so that they can get coffee on their way to the office the next day. Just do something nice for them, because believe me when I tell you that agents don't make as much money as you think they do. The 80-20 rule. Have you ever heard of it? It's where you spend 80% of your time doing 20% that makes you the most money. Now, this is a business rule. They talk about this all the time in business. But for you as a model, you're going to have certain types of work that makes you the most money. You want to be spending 80% of your time catering to that clientele, because that's how you're going to continue to make a living. That work may look like e-com. It may look like smiling, laughing, lifestyle type images and commercial work. It might look like parts modeling, where your face isn't even in it and it's all about your hands or arms or feet or whatever. If 80% of your work comes from doing your traditional lifestyle, commercial, e-com type work, that's where your energy should be spent. You should be continuing to try and build out that sphere so you can continue to get more clients in that realm. If you book a hair campaign, maybe spend some more test shoots getting more hair campaign type images, because if one client loved you for that, I bet you other clients are going to love you for that. Don't spend more time than necessary on other genres that aren't booking you work. You can spend 20% of your time doing that if you're trying to cater to maybe get on Sports Illustrated swimsuit edition. Maybe spend 20% of your time doing that. But if 80% of it is doing e-com, then work on doing some e-com work. And last, the quickest way to become full-time is by getting rebooked. Think about that. Most of the top models aren't getting new jobs and new clients left and right. They actually have a steady rotation of the same clients that are just booking them often. That can look like Athleta books them once a month. That can look like that director that they worked with once now is working for 3 other clients, but that director booked you multiple times. It can look like a casting company that you've become really good friends with, and they continue to try and push your name to different clients. You being rebooked or being referred by the same people is where the work is really going to thrive for you. That's how you become full-time. So work on those relationships. Work on just being a really good talent. Work on being easy to work with. Those are the ways that you are going to solidify yourself and get more jobs. Trust me. And make sure that you don't commit one of those 7 deadly sins on set. Check this video out to learn what those might be. So there was 13 things. Maybe you knew some of them, maybe you didn't, but I hope they help. I just want to try and help you get to a point where you're not wondering. You don't have questions. You're not, where do I start? How do I go about doing this? I don't want you to have that issue. I want to be able to solve those for you so you know exactly what you need to do, where to go, how to do it. So if these helped, great. Good luck out there. And if there is something that wasn't in there, or if you have questions about anything else, drop them in the comments. I will answer them. I will either make a video, reply to you directly, whatever I can do best to try and spread the information. So I hope you subscribe. I hope you enjoyed this, and I will catch you next time. So go on out there and book it.